was visiting with those CPACs. You know what I'm talking about. They are antibiotics. You know the full tab, yeah. Cause I'm crazy. Like everything handled like you said you would, and I see kimono made too, right? Yeah, I noticed all of that. It was, mine has a burnt up belt, and that's what it was. Yeah, I traded it. Yeah, for half cash, I stashed because I so like that stash because that's how I roll. You know, I can't pay the bills in the streets with my barter system, but I need to come up in less than 2 weeks. I need to come up, come up out the streets because you know it's just me doing my thing. I've always been this way. I've never been no other way. I've always been doing things this my way. I'm just that kind of Ken. Yeah, you know it's Kin. You know because we got family everywhere. Owner of Three Kings Barber Shop for short, and I was locked up with two different cherries. One was Joshua. Yeah, you know, yeah, it's Garrett. You know, 691. Yeah, what you heard right there, I knew that right straight from my dome right here. Previously, on a different time. Oh yeah. Oh, she wants to chill, but she got way over here. I bet that my AK will fire her over here. Yep, yep, that right. She shoot her right over here. Let's see. Yeah. That dream of the '90s coming through. Yeah, you heard correctly. That is me just rapping while I'm on text.
Welcome to Tool Time. Here on location 19 with Toolman Taylor. And speaking of Tubs, here's Al Borland.
Yeah, you know I got these crazy. They are badass bitches, every one of them, but that's not a put down. That's the greatest compliment you can get, cause I'd be like, bitch, what the fuck, to the one that we created that whole system to depower the word bitch, you know, to depower.
Years ago, I had my own cable show. Type styles and original things. From now on, let me do the jokes, okay? But why don't we plunge right in, Al? Now, the first thing you want to do is determine the nature of your clone. Well, my guess is that there's something foreign cloning the pipes. You think? Or maybe like a Volkswagen, maybe Hewlett Packard. Maybe Stonehenge is in there. I tell me, every one of your jokes is costing you money. Not to mention our viewers. Where the foreign object through the pipe by using snake? That's pretty old-fashioned stuff, actually, Felix. All the hip young guys are using compressed air to clear their clogs. Well, that's fine if you've got hip young pipes, Tim. But these are old pipes. Compressed air can damage all the plumbing. That's right, a snake may be slower, but it's trusty and reliable. Trusty and reliable. Are there two donor words in the English language? Well, the other are. Al, you don't have a middle name, do you? I'm going to need a snake with a big longer. Wait, Phyllis, come on, go with compressed air. It's down, it's going with the flow, baby. If there was any flow, we wouldn't be here. All right, well, while Felix gets the retriever longer, why don't we just take the time now to... Not so fast, Al. Well, he's done. Heidi, my master blaster, please. Thank you, Heidi. You might remind our viewers that these are important. I'll remember. Very God, sure if we don't get some more sexual speed. For good.
You'll be a lot taller when you stand up again.
Say, just enough water to drink. Dry yourself.
Thank God.
Here they are. You got it for the honest.
Be quiet about it. I heard something out there. Can't tell what it is or where it is.
There's still some of them left. We haven't killed them all yet.
I still use it.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Show yourself!
We got a new track coming out now. It got 5 on it. Got 5 on it with Michael Marshall. And yeah, this is Luna's with Michael Marshall, featuring Michael Marshall. Yeah, but now it's with remix with Johnny Cash. Yeah, Kyle Benjamin, Taylor Lago, Kyle. Yeah, you know it's Chinese Kyle. What you know, OG Kyle from Lago Vista, Texas, coming through on our track. Just like I said, yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking doing it different paces. Yeah, because I gotta show y'all I'm all different races. Yeah, because I couldn't sign to Don't You Know, because I ain't never been to freaking Wisconsin, but I can do. Don't you know? Don't you know? I can do a little flaw. Imagine me in the studio though. Yeah, we could cut out all shit. So I want my story out there, but I want to know them. I want them to know it's me because you know people think that I'm full of fuck. They think I'm lying. They're using the fact that they think that the songs I'm taking the songs and making them saying that it's the other way around. They're stealing the songs from me, and that's my life. My dad son dad, yeah, yeah, he fucking hit me with it. Yeah, he called this number. He said call 281-330-8004. I was like. I was like 281-38004. That's Mike Jones on the low. What you doing, homie? Yo, I said, what's up? What's up to the carts? Yeah, you know, because I be out snipers like the something like that, or like aerial photos or something, photographer, something like that. I remember something with a lens behind it though. Yeah. Yeah, I played Dungeons and Dragons, because he was new to the neighborhood, so I welcomed him like I was supposed to do. Yeah, still had that die till not too long ago. It was an orange one with the triangles, it was still a 6 die, but you know, yeah, I don't want to die, so I'm here in paradise, but it's kind of fucking terrible because I'm all by myself, you see, and that's not how humans are supposed to be, because that's why Adam got Eve. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Y'all pay attention to the words that it didn't say in between the sheets. Yeah, because, you know, that's what I'm saying. Pages lost in time because it was playing telephone, passing the story from one generation to the next. But they start thinking it was full of shit. That's what they're thinking about me because I say things like my cousin is a CSI in Las Vegas. See, yeah, because she is. She was anyway, but I probably blew that cover for her. She wasn't undercover anyway. She was a photographer. Yeah, for crime scenes, crime scenes for children's crimes. That's a terrible job. It was aging her fucking bad, y'all. I hope she got out of that line of work because I couldn't do it. I can't even watch the crime shows when they go talking about little kids and all that shit. It makes me get sick to my stomach. But I stood there and listened to that one fool when I was locked up in the HSB tell me the whole story. story about how he fucking raped some chick and got away with it. I sat there and listened, gritted my teeth, and got the whole fucking thing, and I fucking wrote it down on them sheets. Turned them in, because I don't fucking approve of that shit. That I'm a solo motherfucker, and he's a fucking affiliated, yo. I can't do it. I can't sign on with anybody because I'm too freaking oddball. You know, I'd always be the odd man out. And plus, I'm dominant when it comes to, you know, what I do and how I do it. But I'm always open to suggestions and finding that middle ground. But dudes don't, you know, it's not how it works when those kind of situations. It's like, yeah, back. But I was the first person to flip over my straps on my Crocs in that Williamson County holding cell when I was transferring from Wilco to Travis County that day. There was a young white boy coming in there. He was talking about, can I get the apple? And I was like, man, it's Miami Johnny Sack. There's no apple in it. Yeah, he had them glasses on, big ones. Yeah, he had a little bit of tint on them. Yeah, and then the two black dudes started hassling him, and there was two other white dudes that were in the cell there. I looked at them, I was like, what the fuck y'all doing? You know, I was already strapped up. I was like, what? And then they strapped up, but yeah, they didn't know that I was down, but it wasn't about the color. If it had been the other way, and it would have been a young black man, I'd have strapped up for him because, you know, I ain't gonna let no one go down like that because they wanted an apple. They were gonna sit there and fucking start picking on him. They were gonna fuck him up over some. He was thrown off. He probably been up for like a week or something. Yeah, it might have been just like me. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but it was up church before he broke loose. Yeah, you know I'm talking to. Yeah, we was spinning around in Hondas. Yeah, coming down on outpost race. Yeah, yeah, he's like nephew. Yeah, you know, he's coming up. So now he's my friend. But he knows he ain't on my level yet because you can't get that kind of. But I ain't nothing super, fam. And still, how they gonna have their punishment still going? Yeah, they just clipped out a bunch of that. They just clipped out a bunch of that because I'm telling y'all, like the book says, where it doesn't, you know, it says all were forgiven, but why the punishment gonna still be there? Why y'all believing in death and hell? Y'all saw Jesus rise from the third day. You know, on the third day, you know, it took him a day to get to the past, another day to get to the future, and another day to get back to the present. Whatever order, doesn't matter, but he had to go make all the forgiveness all the way around. So then he woke up. He woke up out of death, you know, to show us that one time, one for free. Y'all, you know, it wasn't the first hit. It was the first time they were going to, you know, show and tell, you know, the first show and tell, showing you there's no death in hell because he'd be there, yeah. Because he did it on purpose, you know, that's pretty much a suicide, yo. Yeah. I hung myself up, but I never wanted to die. I wanted to get at that unit because I was a freaking death warrant. Yeah, put me in a maximum security unit with a sex crime on me. Yeah, no whites, no Asians on the fucking unit, nothing, just Mexicans and black homies. Yeah, one video machine pointed toward the shower area. That was a showroom. I get it, but I didn't get it at the moment. My gut just said, hang it up. And that was the play to get out. It wasn't a game, though. It was just the fucking move that the fucking cards were dealt to. I'm telling y'all because I didn't do no sex crime. I didn't do no shit like that. I ain't no fucking aggravated criminal. I'm smarter than that. If I was gonna do it all alone, that's why we're back and I got 5 years experience. All that shit. Can't be doing transitions whenever clearly God wouldn't have given us the technology to transition if he wasn't wanted it to be. It wouldn't be possible. Stasis come from that's perfect balance, yo. Perfect balance. That's all the world. If it's all nature, perfect balance in nature is homeostasis. If it wasn't possible, then how'd the word even come about? It's because that's what Eden was. Yeah, before the problem wasn't that he ate the fruit of the tree. It was that he didn't eat it until she freaking gave it to him because he was being chicken shit. Sent her to go fucking do it because he was being chicken shit. He said, "Don't eat from the tree, but I'll give you free will." That was the test, y'all, and he fucking failed it by himself. And he never told Eve not to go eat it. And, yeah, so she was allowed to eat it. Yeah, she tried to serve it to him, and he took it then. That's why death and hell came about. But God realized that he messed up on that too, because God makes mistakes, and that's what the flood was for. That's what Noah and all of that shit was all about. And then he corrected it with Jesus again, and then it's going down for our sin. Yeah, because that's just how it's gonna been. We just ain't been paying attention. I wish I would have noticed it a lot sooner. Because if I didn't have all this fucked up shit happening, it would have happened a while back. I'd have been, or if I'd have gotten my invitation to Baylor, I'd have been there and I'd have been in seminary. Probably because it kind of interests me. Oh yeah, because it's gangster as fuck. As I've told people before, all music is God's music. All, because it is. That's what the Book of Psalms is all about. David, and all of that. Yeah, because that whole book of sayings. That's the same. The whole book, and that's just one book of the Bible. All books are the Bible. Yeah, because all books are God's books. Yeah, because I told that to somebody once that all music was God's music. They said not gangster rap. I said, have you ever read the freaking book? Man, you don't know. They stoning people, freaking crucifixions right in the middle of town. Can you imagine that? In the middle of town, having little kids and everybody throwing rocks until you a big pile of mush, homie. That's fucking cranky. That's gangster as fuck. That's way more hardcore than fucking shooting the place up. Yeah. They don't come mess with my whole life. Yeah, they mess with my kids, my mom, and my house. Right? It ain't a home. It ain't a home when I'm by myself. Yeah, I got the dog, and yeah, staying here, staying until otherwise. Yeah, because I haven't put in my time. Yeah, because I'm her dad, and yeah, she don't want to leave. Yeah, she was torn between freaking coming and going because there was a safety issue going on, but she always comes back home here. Like if you get, like when you driving drunk or whatever, you driving home real tired and you fall asleep and you wake up and you drove to my driveway, yeah, that means you were feeling at home here because that was the safest place that you could clearly go in your sleep or whatever. All rays of light, all my home girls are bright rays of light. They light up my light, yeah. They don't cast no shade, right? Under umbrellas with breeze blowing, yeah, cooler than the fan, but not no shade, but just as cool as if there was, like AC all day long, like California in the A's, windows down, yeah, AC off. I've never even been to California to know these things, but I've been eye to eye with people that have been there, like me and Mike, yeah, with that pen lighter torch, yeah, yeah, but putting in the speaker boxes, yeah, like before, yeah, Stony Explodes back when I had the probe, yeah, she was driving that Pathfinder, and then it was the white Tahoe, yes. Because I was driving too, I was the only one, the youngest one in the group, but I was the most responsible one for sure. Yeah, coming through. I was seeing him the other day. Yeah, so you gotta can't think of it now. The Goldbergs, man. That's about the '90s, fam. '90s and the early 2000s. They just say something about the age so they can get away with all that shirt that they was wearing with the stripes like that. The Tommy one. That I had the same one in my closet. I had all of that. I got all this '70s gear. Yeah, you check out. Yeah, those are freaking vintage as hell. Those were for somebody. I was gonna give them. I hadn't pulled out because I thought they would fit her, but I guess that she wasn't interested because I think I don't know that she freaking spending shit around the pole or something like that. Yeah, because I know I can tell. Yeah, but somebody strong arming you, and that's not cool. That's not cool. Yeah, they wiping you down. That's fucked up. And then they saying they're gonna turn you in and shit. Or get you another case. That's some fucking bullshit. Yeah, I don't fucking play with that kind of bullshit. Yeah, because she called the law and said I was beating her with a gun when I wasn't even doing anything at all, and I wasn't gonna go forward with the charges. But she needed to go look at that for a few minutes and fucking know and have it on record that I ain't never gonna show up freaking point a fucking finger in court, That's why I won't go to Louisiana, see, because someone killed me quick, and nobody will get up on the stand. That's the only way to get charged with murder in Louisiana, and someone's got to get up on the point and point right at you. That's why I don't go there. Not anymore, because I'll be winning at the fucking tables for sure. Yeah, and people get real pissed off when you win. Yeah, because I'll be winning. Yeah, how many people got pissed off at me in F1? Yeah, building 12 to 2020 and 2021. Yeah, because me and Adam or anybody sat down with me and we was winning like me and me and Killer Cam. Yeah, yeah, anybody sat down, fam. They were bringing people in for different units. Yeah, just to freaking play because they were gambling on the side. Yeah, yeah. I liked it there. Yeah, because we, and that was me being Taylor, but I also brought Kyle, and that's the first time I brought Kyle in to jail. You see, because I've never been to Kyle on the inside before, because I usually on the outside, but I'm a misdemeanor kind of guy. I was never supposed to be looking at no felonies for sure. By the time I was 21, 22, I used to. Whenever I used to freaking take my painkillers, all my Norco, yeah, I used to get like 240 a month. And then if I ran out, they'd switch them to lower tabs, or they switch them to a different brand, and I just freaking get them at 7.5, all of that. I'm telling you, check it out. Back in the 90s, y'all, I was 15 years old, get hundreds and hundreds of freaking, yeah. You see, yeah, if I am what I eat, then yeah, I'm pussy. Yeah, that ain't fucking, that's a rock. Imagine that. You have to put that up. You have to put that up there with the Flavor Flav necklace clock, the Below clock. You said you take that Flavor Flav. I wore it around my neck that day when I was singing all day. I was doing tributes to Run DMC and all that. Yeah, because they got Jam Master Jay. That's the street I couldn't recall down in New York City. There you go. I knew it would come back to me. Jam Master Jay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like my shell toes is a fucking tribute to LL Cool J. But I don't wear a Kanga though. I wear all different things and all different kind of lids. I used to buy all my hats and lids in the mall because I'm that freaking kid. Yeah, I had bank rolls, fat stacks. You see what happened to all my wallets, man? They busting wide open. Yeah, y'all ever seen a MasterCard that's a black card? Yeah, because I had that one. Yeah, someone freaking came and hacked and freaking messed it up, but they shut it. They knew it wasn't my spending habit. Yeah, I knew a lady flew talking about, yeah, flew talking about, yeah, where they don't know anymore. But y'all tell you what, you used to know. You see me on the 4th of July. No guarantees the rest of the year, but 4th of July, I was there for like 30-some years straight before I ever missed one. Yeah, holding down the whole shoreline like 300 feet. Just like sometimes, yeah, 300 fucking feet of shoreline by myself with just a couple of chairs and a couple of coolers and just my loud ass voice saying this is for locals. Locals only, yeah, that's freaking local OG, it's local Lago, yeah, local, yeah, locals, say the crazy season of locals, but locals bueno, yeah, it goes Maestro, yeah, yeah, he's like a Santa Claus, but Aguilar, yeah, yeah, there you go, yeah, yeah, I don't know where J.I.'s, I don't know where that full gym is at. I don't know, but está bueno, es de todo de familia. Ya porque mi español es muy malo, muy malo en mi stutter. Como se dice ese stutter? I don't know, so I say, how do you say? Como se dice? It's how do you say? No say, I don't know. Yeah, because those are things that you should know. Because those are ones that say that you're trying, that you just don't know the word to get it out right, huh? Yeah, if everybody's trying, then everybody gets along a lot better because at least they're trying to, Yeah, that's why, like when we went to Mexico, because I always tried and it got better every fucking time. Looking back, somebody probably hooked me up, yeah, but they didn't ever tell me, homie, so I was probably crossing the border, yeah, international, yeah, that was me for sure. Yeah, wasn't even 18 the first time, fam. Yeah. Said we was at a concert in San Antonio. Yeah, we sold the tickets to the Manson concert and kept on going. Yeah, went down to Mexico, but that's a different story. First time I went down there, I don't think anybody was with me. I think I didn't. I don't know. No, I can't remember who was with me the first time. First time looking. Yeah. They had because Jonathan had to work, so it had to be just me and Sweet. Yeah, it's be Sweet because we be rolling them sweets, and I don't know what his professional title is these days, and I don't want to mess up. Yeah, because I know they're not politicians, but I don't know who got mad because I would take those lease. Off 620. Yeah, Gator with the 10 Rudy $silver pancakes, smoking blunts, $silver pancakes everywhere. I was the one that filmed the Mardi Gras. crashes and beanbag shotguns get coming out. Yeah, I said I got hit by one, but that was just the story more real because I saw the dude with one right there. It was like sticking up, looked like the shotgun shell was sticking up about his arm. Yeah, beanbag shot. It doesn't matter. You can't shoot anything with that kind of force and it not be a deadly weapon, y'all. That's PPE. That's personal protective equipment. That's in the MSDS. Yeah, if they didn't put it in the MSDS, then you can't. Yeah, just because you don't know it, don't make it. That's it. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, murder. Yeah, because if it's in the MSDS, it's attempted murder because it's clearly got the data for sure. But they got it from the manufacturer for sure. Like whoever. Yeah, because I've been smoking Marlboro Light since way back. Yeah, you gotta pack them like that. If you can get in line for 3 packs, they say you get a free pack. But I've never done that. But I've never seen anyone get 10 lines and 10 lines like but not in 3 packs. That's like maybe 5. Yeah, I'm Tennessee. Yeah, I never thought I would learn to play the blues band, harmonica by Honer, I never thought I was going to be doing any of this kind of stuff. I got to take the dog out to go pee because that's what, you can't do that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're a big puppy. I know. Don't knock it over. Thank you. Be careful where you're stepping, though. She likes to be up around the music. See if she goes to sleep. Yeah, because yeah, she loves. Yeah, I'll pick her up like a baby when she don't want to go out when it's fucking raining. Come on, you need to go potty? You need more water? What you really need to go potty? Come on. Let's go outside. Yeah, let's go potty. Yeah, you see. Yeah, that is because I got bones. You see, yeah, I got bones and all that. Because I know Jason and I do know a what's that? Faye. Yeah, because it's Lafayette.